Imagine a city split in two, families torn apart, friends separated, and an entire nation divided by a concrete barrier topped with barbed wire. This wasn't a scene from a dystopian movie. This was Berlin for nearly 3 decades. Today, we are diving into the incredible story of how this symbol of division, the Berlin Wall, finally came tumbling down. It all started after World War II. Germany was divided into 4 zones, controlled by the Allied powers: the United States, Britain, France, and the Soviet Union. Berlin, located deep inside the Soviet zone, was also split. As tensions grew between the democratic West and the communist East, a massive exodus began. Millions of East Germans, seeking freedom and better opportunities, fled to the West through Berlin. To stop this brain drain, the East German government, backed by the Soviet Union, did something drastic. Overnight, on August 13, 1961, they began construction of the Berlin Wall. What started as a barbed wire fence soon became a formidable concrete barrier, stretching over 96 miles. It was a physical manifestation of the Iron Curtain, complete with guard towers, armed soldiers, and a terrifying death strip. For 28 years, the wall stood as a grim monument to the Cold War. People risked their lives to cross it, with many tragic stories of those who didn't make it. But the desire for freedom is a powerful force. By the late 1980s, the Soviet bloc was weakening. Economic problems and growing public discontent were spreading across Eastern Europe. In countries like Poland and Hungary, reform movements were gaining momentum. Hungary even opened its border with Austria, creating a new escape route for East Germans. The pressure was building. Back in East Germany, massive demonstrations erupted. Hundreds of thousands of people took to the streets, chanting, "Wir sind das Volk." We are the people. They demanded freedom, democracy, and the right to travel. The government was in a state of crisis, unsure how to respond to the peaceful revolution unfolding before their eyes. Then came the fateful day, November 9, 1989. An East German official, Guy Entarskabowski, was holding a press conference. He was handed a note about new travel regulations. When a journalist asked when these new rules would take effect, Schabowski, looking a bit confused, glanced at his papers and mumbled, "As far as I know, effective immediately, without delay." This was a mistake. The regulations were supposed to be rolled out gradually the next day. But the news spread like wildfire. East German television announced that the borders were open. In disbelief and then jubilation, thousands of East Berliners surged towards the checkpoints along the wall. The border guards were completely overwhelmed. They had no clear orders. Faced with the massive, peaceful crowds, they had a choice: open fire or open the gates. In a moment that would change history, they chose to open the gates. The scenes that followed were pure ecstasy. People from East and West Berlin flooded through the checkpoints, laughing, crying, and embracing strangers. They climbed onto the wall, chipping away at it with hammers and chisels, dancing in celebration. It was a party at the Brandenburg Gate, a symbol of division now transformed into a symbol of unity. The fall of the Berlin Wall wasn't just about a physical barrier crumbling. It symbolized the end of the Cold War, the reunification of Germany, and the triumph of freedom over oppression. It was a powerful reminder that even the most imposing walls can be brought down by the collective will of the people. It's a story of courage, hope, and the unbreakable human spirit. What an incredible piece of history, right? It shows us that change is always possible. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey back in time, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories that shaped our world. See you next time.